Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is NJ. So yeah, you guys, in today's video I'm going to be opening up a bit about my mom. So I know that a lot of you you usually ask like, oh, where is your mom? How come we can't see your mom? How come you didn't show your mom? This, that. Some even go as far as saying, oh, every time you're talking about your dad, how about your mom? People leave a lot of disrespectful comments and all that, but that's okay. Some people of course kindly ask about my mom and all that. So yes, in this video I'm just going to be opening up a bit about her and why you guys don't really see her in my videos. And yeah, you guys also tell us how we are so close in my family and all that, even with my cousins, my siblings, everything. And yeah, I'm also going to just opening up a bit about that too, what I feel like is responsible for the closeness and all that. So yes, if you're interested in getting all these details, just sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. So yeah, I know that some of you keep wondering why we're so close in my family. Yeah, I think that's because we had to learn how to start being there for one another at a very young age and all that. We had to learn to take care of ourselves, to stick up for one another and all that. And yeah, that's because some of you may already have this information. Okay, my parents are no longer together. Okay, when this happened I was in primary 2 and I think Nelo was in nursery 3. Nelo, my sister, Nelo KK. So there are 6 of us. We're two boys and 4 girls. Now Nelo is the youngest, right? And she was in nursery school. Me, I was already in primary 2. My eldest sister, I think she was heading to JS1 or something like that. And my dad made the decision to ship the 5 of us, that's the first 5, to boarding school. While Nelo was so young, I believe that she has shared a little bit of this already on her channel. She had to go live with my uncle. Okay, so while the 5 of us were shipped to boarding school, Nelo had to go live with my uncle because my uncle's kids were quite young, around her age and all that. So like my dad felt like it would be better for her as a child, as the youngest. He didn't feel comfortable with her heading off to boarding school at that age. Okay, so yeah, my parents are not together, and grew up with our dad. Okay, that's why you see I talk about my dad all the time. My dad has appeared on the channel a couple of times. Like when I talk sometimes I keep saying my dad because that's because we grew up with him, so naturally we talk more about him. After my mom left, we were all sent off to boarding school. Nelo was sent to live with my uncle. Naturally, my sister Chioma, the eldest of us, or Chioma, she had to take over the role of playing mom. She and my cousin Ife that lives in Lagos, that's my baby Chioma's mom. I know I've mentioned before that she grew up with us. She was living with us even before I was born. So that's why it's difficult for me to call her cousin. Like I introduce her all the time as sister. So yes, she, Ifeoma and Chioma, my sister, they took over the role of mommy. They were the ones that taught us how to cook, how to clean, how to pray, how to do everything, how to just take care of the home and everything. They disciplined us when we did something wrong. Chioma especially, gosh, you guys, Chioma took this role so seriously. She punished us every time we did something wrong. Like, it was kind of weird for me initially because when my mom was around, gosh, my mom never even yelled at me as far as I can remember, not to talk of punishing me and all that. But when Choma took over, she would punish us for when we do something wrong. She would tell us kneel down, hands up. She would slap us, she would beat us, she would flog us, although she never flogged me. Yeah, I was a good girl. It was Neka that was a stubborn one. Yes, she and Choma used to clash a lot. So yeah, Choma took this role very seriously. God, even till date, like when anything happens with either of us, like Choma is the first person we call. It's normal, it's natural. Like, if let's say now I'm sick, I call Chioma. If you need something, you call Chioma. It's just she took over this role and she was so perfect in it. Like when I went visiting, like I watch her, like the way she's with her kids and everything. Like, jokes apart, not because she's my sister, but Chioma is literally the perfect mom. She knows how to handle it all, prevent chaos, like manage kids and everything. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, Choma, how do you do this? 4 kids. Her schedule is like the most busy schedule I've ever seen, mom schedule, and all that. And I keep telling her, Choma, how do you do this? How do you manage to balance all these things out? But I later realized that the fact is that she's been mom her whole life. She was 12 years old. She has had to like play role of mom in, you know, in our house, in our home and all that. After my mom left, like when my mom was around, me and Naka, you know, she would buy me, Naka and Nelo, she would always buy us dolls. We used to be all girly. But when my mom was no longer around, oh my god, we became tomboys. Like we used to love hanging around with my brothers and their friends. We play ball with them. Like, and then at some point my dad cut our hair, so we were low cut. No boobies there now, nothing. So sometimes when you come to the house, you not even know that there are girls. Like we all just blended like boys, like we were super tomboys and all that. We grew, you know, we created this bond. Like all of us, we used to play together. We used to do everything together. We used to eat together. We used to sleep in the same room, like one room, 7 of us, like would be jam-packed, 6, and then my cousin Ify, like all of us, we used to just do everything together. And like growing up like that, there's no way you will not be close, you know. And yeah, you guys, I'm sure you can already tell that, you know, we're close with my cousins as well, especially my cousins from my father's side. That's because we are closer to, you know, my father's side of the family than my mom being around, you know. We didn't really, you know, get to interact much with her own side of the family, okay. We had the better relationship with my cousins from my father's side, and that's why you see that we're all close, because like our houses are just like 2 minutes away or 1 minute away or something like that. So we all used to do everything together when we were younger, eat together, play together, go places together. Like we just created that bond, okay. And Chinelo being in my uncle's house, and my mom not being around, it meant that every time we had midterm break, would always go to my uncle's house, okay, so that we spend time with Chinelo, and also to have people to watch over us, because my dad was always busy, you know, not always around, always traveling here and there. So yeah, I guess that's why we're so close. Like our bond is unbreakable, you guys. There's nothing that can break that bond that we all have. It's amazing to have people that can, you know, give their lives, you know, for you, you know, and all that. It's just amazing. And my mom, despite not being around, oh god, oh my god, she did her best. She always came visiting, you know. She always made out time to come, you know, during visiting days. She would cook for us, buy us things. She didn't have a lot then, but she still used to, you know, just do things to make us happy. And you know, it's not like we're so young, you know. When she left, I was in primary 2, so I knew, you know, how wonderful a mom, you know, she was and everything. So it's not like I was feeling like she abandoned us, although we don't really know like the full story, you know, to the whole separation, but we just knew she loved us, you know, and she used to show it in every like slightest way she could get, even till now. Like, oh my god, my mom, there's nothing she cannot do for us. And then my dad, of course, oh my god, my dad, he overcompensated a lot. Let me not lie to you, you know. I know that I've mentioned it on this channel, you know, how we're so free at home. My dad, he just gives us, you know, our space, you know, do whatever you want. That has been happening like since we were young. Like we never had a lot of rules and boundaries and all those things. We always used to do what we wanted, you know. Of course, we tell my dad and he would always say yes, you know. Our friends could visit anytime, spend as much time as they wanted. We could get anywhere we wanted, get anything we wanted during Christmas like this, you know, because my sister Chomane from my ship, they used to be the ones to go shopping for us since my mom was not around. My dad would give them so much money. Like it would be like we're changing our wardrobe every Christmas. Like my dad really overcompensated. At school, we used to be the ones with the most provisions, although in primary school, you know, now boarding school, they used to have like a number of things you should have. It shouldn't be more than that. But then getting to secondary school, you know, it was, we went to Kaduna, we were buying our provisions by ourselves. We used to make sure we had every single thing, like more than we could want, you know. Like he just tried his best to just make us happy and comfortable, you know, just not to feel my mom's absence, you know, that much, you know. And like he really tried his best. But the truth is that my mom's absence was still felt in every single way, guys. Seriously, like all the things, like you know, even when we're in school, like in primary school, then you know, during visiting days, we'll see our friends' parents coming, their mom, their dad, you know. And then my dad used to miss some visiting days, although he may come maybe the next week, but like he didn't used to come, you know. There's this feeling about your parents, you know, your people coming for you on visiting day, you know, on the D-Day, you know, than coming on another day that they will have to bring you out of class, you see them briefly and then you go. You know, that kind of thing, yeah. And you know, just at home, you know, just the little things, like maybe my sister looks for my trouble and I'm crying and nobody's telling me sorry, and I'm like, oh, if mommy was here now, she would be telling me sorry, and all those kind of things, you know. Just, you know, little things here and there and all that, you know. Of course, we missed her a lot, and we're always so excited to see her. But because we were all together, like it's not like we were so young that we all had to be separated. Only Nelo had to go live with my uncle, but the rest of us were together, you know, just just, you know, bonding and everything. And growing up, we didn't really have a lot of helps. You know, at some point, we didn't have any help at all. So like whoever is the eldest at that point, you know, takes over the responsibility of, you know, caring for the home. Before my cousin Ify got married, she was the one cooking and all that. And because Choma used to discipline us a lot, like we were so happy when my cousin Ifoma was getting married, because me and Neka were like, hey, see Choma be every time she'd be disciplining us, doing this, doing that. Ifoma will be doing all the cleaning and all the cooking. And hey, Ifoma is getting married, we'll see how she will cook, this one, that one. But we're surprised, oh my god, Ifoma got married, Choma just took over like this. Like she started doing all the chores, cooking. She didn't even used to call us to help her. That was the best part, and we were so surprised and all that. And we enjoyed Choma for some years. And after Choma got married, you know, it was now Neka was the next person in line, okay, to be doing all those things. Since Choma didn't used to call us to help her, I expected her not to call me too to help her. But then every time she would come in, and I remember we used to have a lot of arguments about it. Oh, Neka, when it was Choma's turn, she didn't used to call us, but now it's your turn. You're calling me. Why can't you do it alone? You know, that kind of thing. Like it just used to be like the oldest at that point would take over the whole responsibility, and you know, all that. All in all, it was just good having, you know, my siblings around. Yes, Nelo didn't grow up with us, but somehow we still had the same bond with her. Like maybe we felt like, oh, our sister that does not live with us. So every opportunity we got, we just always, you know, love to show her how much we love her, you know, how much we care about her, how much she means to us. Like everybody just used to try to make Nilo happy, you know, last born wahala. So yeah, you know, guys, that's basically it. So yeah, that's why you don't always see my mom in my videos, especially when I'm in Nairobi, because like she doesn't live with us. She lives in her own house. So we all go to visit her and all that. We can see her anytime we want. She can see us anytime she wants, you know, and all that. We grew up with my dad, so, and that's why we tend to talk more about, you know, I personally tend to talk more about my dad than my mom. Doesn't mean that she's not present. And you guys have seen, even the few times I've shown her on the channel, she always warns us, oh, don't show me on the channel, I don't want to be on YouTube. Yeah, she's like that. So yeah, guys, this is the much I can share right now. I just wanted to, you know, open, you know, a little window into, you know, that part of my life, so that you guys will, you know, understand some things better, you know, and all that on the channel, and, you know, not ask me unnecessary questions in the comment section. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed watching, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course please subscribe to my channel. You guys, we're over 22,000 here in this family. You guys are just amazing. Thank you for your constant love and support and prayers and just everything. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.